Well, this past weekend, a very big game took place in Zambia, in Lusaka, as the legends of Chipolopolo took on the legends of Africa, a match that was star-studded, and the likes of Kalusha Bwalya were there, the likes of Nwanko Kanu were there, JJ Okocha, Stefan Mbia were there, Daniel Amokachi were there. Those are some of the legends that played for the African team. Siaka Tiena of the Ivory Coast was also part of that. Then 3 South Africans made it in Mark Fish, Lucas Khatebe, the former captain of Bafana Bafana, as well as Spiwe Shabalala. But at the moment, we are joined by someone who is just top tier of African legends, a former African Footballer of the Year, Kalusha Bwalya. Thank you so much for joining us live from Lusaka in Zambia. Kalusha, firstly, give us an overview of why this match was held.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. This is not the first time that Zambia has hosted a match of such a magnitude. As you are aware, the legends, the football legends, African legends, you just mentioned some of the names, the Bayo, Okocha, Amokachi. They have done so much. Lucas Radebe, they have done so much for this continent. And so it is always important to appreciate what they have done. And it brings nostalgia, it brings a lot of memories back to the people. And also here in Zambia, where we have the 2012 winning team, the Polo 2012 winning team, led by skipper Christopher Katongo and the Renford Chavalas and Kennedy Mwenes. So the people want to see that team. Doesn't mean that when you stop football, you can't bring such a scenario, such a happiness, an exhibition to your country. So I think the last time Zambia played in the Legends match was on the 25th of May, and we had Barcelona Legends with the likes of Ronaldinho there. So King of Africa and the Ministry of Youth and Sport saw it fit to bring the African legends to Zambia, some of them coming for the first time to come and play in Zambia.
I don't think any of the football fans in Zambia would have wanted to miss that. As we're taking a look at some of the pictures here, King Kalu, that are from the Hero Stadium. I see Daniel Amokachi on screen at the moment. He is a Nigerian legend, former assistant to the coach of the national team of Zambia. Peter Ndlovu of Zimbabwe is also on screen there. There's a whole lot of legends that were on display, and I gotta tell you, I feel a little bit jealous that it wasn't in Johannesburg. But for Zambia, it was also such a plethora of stars. Kalusha, I'm looking at Kennedy Mwene here. I'm looking at Joseph Musonda, Stopila Nsunzu, Kapamba Chintu, Rainford Kalaba, James Chamanga, Chris Katongo, Collins Mbesuma. And that is a match that any football fan would buy a ticket, I don't know for how much, to go and see.
Yes, absolutely. In the 2012 team, the build-up to the 2012 team, remember how we have started the 2012 team, I myself as coach in 2006, where we played in Egypt for the 2006 South Africa Cup of Nations, and with the likes of James Chamanga making his debut there in 2006 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. And then afterwards we had boys like Renford Kalaba, and I told him then, because he didn't play 1 minute, I was in charge of the team, and I told him, you're going to win the Africa Cup for Zambia. And so Kennedy Mwene himself made a debut in 2006 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt, in the last game precisely against Bafana. I think my good friend Pitso Somani was there. And so you see that the development in 2006 and then 2008 in Accra and Kumasi, and then afterwards the team had to go to Angola in 2010. Zambia was only beaten on penalties. Zambia went to the second round after for the first time in 14 years, and was beaten by Nigeria. And then, of course, in 2012, the team beat all the big teams, beat Senegal, beat Ghana in the semi-finals and was able to lift the trophy with, you were mentioning Stopira Sunzu. In fact, Stopira Sunzu shouldn't have played this match because he's still playing. He was just playing a World Cup qualifier the other week with Zambia, with the current Chipolo Polo. So, South Africa know Isaac Chansa, Clifford Mulenga, Felix, of course, Christopher Katongo, so it's Collins Ngasuma, top scorer with the Kaizer Chiefs. So, this is a fantastic team. But we all come together as brothers and enjoy the occasion. The public came out. We had a good crowd, although some of the matches were being played in the league here in Zambia, but we had a good crowd, and they appreciated, especially the second half, in which Polo came back and to equalize the match.
Who's next, King Kalu? Real Madrid, Man City? Who's next?
We have to speak to the organizers, King of Africa, or anybody else who wants to come on board and bring the legends back on African soil to see all these brothers. Is absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
King Kalu, it'd be remiss of me to not ask you of this. Exactly 30 years ago, something tragic took place in Zambia, 1993. The entire team, the entire national team of Zambia perished on the banks of Gabon, and if I'm not mistaken, it was to a World Cup qualifier in Togo. You were the sole survivor of that team only because you did not travel in or take the same flight as the team. I think you came from Europe. Your reflections 30 years on.
Yeah, thank you so much. For me, I think, first of all, when you talk about the 2012 team, the Christopher Katongos and the penalties, you remember in 2012, our boys even had a banner to say that we are playing in memory of the team that died off the coast of Gabon. In fact, the stadium was only 7 kilometers away in Libreville, where Zambia played. And so if you think about it, this year is 30 years. For some of us, it looks like, just like last year, because every day, there's not any day that passes without somebody reminding you of the gallant warriors that died off the coast of Gabon. So even in the changing room, afterwards, because we were with the boys and there's always a lot of laughter, guys like Diouf, Asamoah Gyan and Adebayo, Okocha, they bring a lot of humor in the group, and there's always a lot of laughter. And one of the waiters who was serving us, came to me and said, guys, this is fantastic. So I said, look, if the boys had a chance to come back, just to play one match, it would be like this. This is in their memory. Because we should take these things, we shouldn't take this lightly. We are here because of them, and wherever they are proud of us, and we are able to accomplish one thing for them, was to lift the Africa Cup of Nations. So I hope one day Zambia can also go to the World Cup.
Okay, King Kalu, my director is killing me. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully we'll have you in studio next time. Kalusha Bwalya, let's leave it there.